If I'm audible.
Audio is good.
All right. Good morning, grade 10s. Very happy to see some of you back here today. Welcome to the people that are joining us for the very first time. My name is Sibusiso Masombuka, and I'm your grade 10 life orientation teacher. And today we're going to be focusing on chapter 3, careers and career choices. You guys, at the end of grade 9 last year, were given an opportunity to select subjects that you guys can choose into grade 10, 11, and 12. And obviously, the subjects that you have chosen, well, hopefully, these are the subjects that will align with the career path that you guys want to get into. And if not, and you are maybe unsure of the career that you want to get into or you haven't decided yet, this is definitely the lesson for you to sort of gauge as to what career path you can follow um, in the present moment or in the future. All right. Um, so we're gonna start off with the lecture. All right. Um, it says here, by the end of the lesson, you will you will have self-knowledge for career choices. You will know your interests, abilities, talents, and strengths. You will know more about jobs, occupations, careers, and career fields. You will also know the requirements for the National Senior Certificate, which is a matric certificate that you guys will get at the end of grade 12 when you pass, and also about choosing the right subjects. All right, so let us start off by self-knowledge for career choices. Guys, it is so important for you to know yourself. And hence, in grade 8, 9, and 10, 11, and 12, we always have the topic of the development of the self in society. It is so important for us to know who we are in order for us to choose a career that is aligned with our interests, abilities, talents, strengths, and our weaknesses. All right. So step one in choosing the right career is to know your interests, your own abilities, your talents, and your strengths. It says here on the slides, making a career choice will be far easier if you know yourself. So the first step in choosing a career is to think about the following. What are your interests? So these are the things that you like to do. Your interests, you don't have to even have to think far. These are the things that you enjoy doing, and you're always doing them. Um, all right? And then your abilities. What are your abilities? These are the things that you are able to do, the things that you can do very well as well. All right? And then what are your talents? These are your natural abilities that you were born with, for example, singing or acting or sports. And then the next bullet point says, what are your strengths? These are the things that you're good at. And then the last bullet point says here, what are your weaknesses? These are the things that you are not so good at. It's so important for us to know what our strengths and our weaknesses are so that we're able to focus on our strengths and also help ourselves with the weaknesses that we have so that we can become better people. So in grade 8, when you guys did careers or the world of work, you guys were then exposed to 6 career categories that you guys have learned of. And all careers sort of fall into all 6 of these career categories. So you need to decide what sort of career category you fall under, so that you can at least know what subjects to change. And these career categories will include your interests, abilities, as well as the subject that you guys can choose or have chosen. All right, here's a key word here. It says a career field is a group of occupations that have common skills, knowledge, and work settings. It's so important for you to know what skills are needed for a particular job. You also need to know what sort of knowledge you need for that particular job, and also know what sort of work setting that you're going to be working in. The working environment. Are you going to be working in a classroom? Like a teacher? Are you going to be working in a laboratory, like a scientist? Are you going to be working on the sports field? For example, if you're a sports coach, or are you going to work in a consultation room or a hospital if you want to become a doctor? There's a vast number of careers that you guys can get into, and it is so important for you to choose the right career and to make sure that you don't choose a career based on your friends or based on the fact that your parents are living vicariously through you, you need to choose a career that is suitable for your own personality and your own skills, strengths, and talents, as well as weaknesses as well. All right, so let's look at the 6 career categories. The first one is investigative careers, and then number 2, we've got enterprising careers, and then we've got realistic careers, artistic careers, conventional careers, as well as social careers. All right, all right, let's first have a look at investigative careers. So, the careers that you can get into in this particular career category is being a doctor, a dentist, an optometrist, a geologist, a chemist, an architect, an engineer, an accountant, etc. There's many other investigative careers that we can think of for this particular career category. And your abilities here is that you need to be a person. These people are able to analyze and consider all options and can work independently. They also pay attention to detail and are good at problem solving and evaluating things. Their interests, they enjoy finding things out as well as new ideas and information. Learning skills, they are rational, so they like to reason. They're analytical, they're critical and methodical. Methodical means that you follow a method every time in doing things. For example, if you're a kind of person that each and every morning, you know, when the alarm rings, you jump out of bed, you go into the bathroom, you brush your teeth, you jump into the shower, you have breakfast, then you go to school, then you're a methodical person. So you follow the same processes all the time. The subjects that are aligned with this investigative career is mathematics, physical sciences, life sciences, and accounting. All right. Very interesting here. And then let's have a look at enterprising careers. Um, the careers that you can get into here is a salesperson, an entrepreneur, a manager, a steward, a flight attendant, a realtor. A realtor is somebody that sells houses. Um, a politician, an auctioneer, a radio and television producer. The abilities that you have here is that you are an assertive person, you are persuasive, so you are able to convince people to do things and to cooperate. You are a good communicator. You are able to speak in front of an audience, so you're confident as well. The interest, you enjoy new challenges. You're interested in leading people and taking initiative. So you are always the one person that wants to start things. All right, and then the learning skills here is that you are it's goal setting and planning ahead, independent learning, a great you're great at motivating yourself. So the motivation is intrinsic, so it comes from within, and you are creative as well. The subjects that are aligned with enterprising careers is accounting, business studies, economics, and dramatic arts. So now let's have a look at, for example, a salesperson. If you're a salesperson, these are the people that always sell us things. I mean, if you go to any shop, if you go to a sneaker shop with your parents and you put your hands on a nice pair of sneakers, there's already somebody who works in the shop who will come to you and be like, hey, I see you like you find interest in this pair of sneakers. Can I get you a size? So already this person is persuading you to sort of buy this product. And then from then onwards, you try on the pair of sneakers. They tell you how good you look and how well they look good on you. And then before you know it, they already have a nice pair of jeans to go well with the sneakers, a nice pair of, and a nice t-shirt to go with it. And then by the time you get to the till to pay for your pair of jeans as well as your sneakers, they're already telling you, I'm sure you need a nice pair of socks to go with the sneakers as well as the jean as well and the t-shirt as well. By the time you leave the shop, you've already bought a whole lot of stuff. So these are people that are good at persuading us. All right. And the subjects here again is accounting, business studies, economics, and dramatic arts. All right, let's look at some realistic careers. A lot of people, and I think it's a societal norm or societal notion, and people always make fun of people in realistic careers. People always shun upon people in realistic careers. And that is because everyone says that it's dirty work. But, we need people who are in realistic careers. All right, let's look at some of the careers that you can get into here. It's a carpenter, a plumber, a mechanic, a computer technician, a conservationist, a farmer, police officer, and a firefighter. If you look at all these careers, these are all the people that we really need in our lives. And if you look at the current lockdown that we're in, these are all essential workers as well. All right, the abilities that you need here, or that should align with this career category, is that you have the ability to follow instructions. You're good at making and repairing things. You're physically fit and have great ability to work with your hands. Um, your interest here is that you enjoy practical and physical work. You love working with machines, plants, and animals. I can also think of a zoologist in this career category. The learning skills is that you are practical, creative, and great at problem-solving skills. The subjects that are aligned with this particular career category is agricultural sciences, geography, life sciences, computer studies, vocational and trade subjects. The vocational and trade subjects are your subjects like EGD and ET that you guys will do in school. All right. Guys, can I please ask that we behave on the comment section and the chat box? Let's have respect for each other and not have all these racial slurs. And let's just try and enjoy this lesson because it's so important for us to know what career choices that we need to make for our lives. Um, all right, let's move along to the next career category, and this is the artistic careers. All right, All right, artistic careers. The careers that are aligned or are included in this particular career category is being a writer, an artist, a fashion designer, you in advertising. You can be a musician, a web designer, an actor, or an actress. So here you are a creative, essentially. And your abilities that are aligned with this particular category is that you have the ability to express yourself, you have the great ability to visualize the completed big picture, you're independent, you're intuitive, so you trust your gut a lot, and you're non-conformist. A non-conformist is somebody that barely follows the rules, all right? These are the people that usually don't color inside the lines. You remember when we were all taught in grade 1 on how to color inside the lines? All right, the interest here is that you're interested in creative arts, imaginative experiences and challenges. Your learning skills here is that you're intuitive, you're creative, and you like to explore. The subjects that are aligned with this particular career category is dramatic arts, visual arts, music, as well as languages. All right, let's move on to the next career category. Um, Conventional careers. So the careers that are included in this career category are being a bank teller, a receptionist, a librarian, a quality controller, a tax auditor, a cashier, an administrative officer. So if you think of the person that works in the admin block at your school who does all the admin or the receptionist, these people, if you had to ask them for anything, any data that has to do with other learners in the school, they will know where to find it because they've organized it in a way that it's easier for anyone to find the information. So if you are that kind of person and you are quite a neat freak and you like to get things organized in an orderly fashion, then you fall under this particular career category. These people organize information meaningfully and thoroughly. They're able to follow rules and are calm under pressure. And in a sense, they're practical, they exercise self-control, and are efficient. We depend on these people so much. Think of yourself as being a manager of a big corporate company, and your PA is always there to help you out in sorting out and finding information or data that is needed for the business that you are running or managing. All right. The interests that are aligned with this particular category is that you enjoy working with details and information, so you pay attention to detail as well. The learning skills is that you are rational, so you put reasoning in everything that you do. You are methodical. And then the subjects that are aligned here is that you would possibly be doing subjects like accounting, business studies, economics, as well as consumer studies. All right, very happy to see 95 learners tuning in today. It's very fantastic. Welcome, guys, to those of you who have just joined. All right, the next career category is social careers. All right, these are people that are very sociable. They like being around people. They're stimulated by being amongst large groups of people. These are people that are helpful. The careers that are aligned with this particular career category is being a teacher, a social worker, a nurse, a human resource manager. These are the people that are involved in making sure that the right people with the right skills are hired for a particular job. They also look after us and staff wellness and improve staff morale. Um, and then another career is being a caregiver. There's obviously other careers that are aligned or that are included in social careers. The abilities here is that you are understanding and you are able to empathize with other people. You are helpful, you are insightful, you are responsible, sociable, as well as being tactful as well. All right. And then the interest here is that you enjoy working with other people and you also like to help other people. And you're interested in the welfare and the well being of other people. The learning skills that are included here is problem solving and insightful thinking. These people like to solve problems. I mean, if you look at a teacher, we like to approach our teachers with all sorts of problems, and they're able to help us solve those problems in many different ways. Um, and these people are also insightful. If you also think of social workers, these are the people that look after us. If we have problems at home, nurses, they help us medically for all medical issues that we might encounter, um, and so on and so forth. The subjects that are aligned here is life sciences, history, geography, as well as religious studies. Um, and guys, before we do our activity, it's so important for you to understand that i- you as an individual do not have to always fall into one particular category. You can fall into two. Some career categories are also intertwined or sort of gel well together. For example, I'll give you an example. I am a teacher, so I fall under the social careers, but I'm also extremely artistic in my approach of doing things. So, in a sense, I also fall under the artistic career category. So can you guys let me know and enlighten me in the chat box and let me know what career category do you fall under? What career category do you fall under? Thinking of your own abilities, your own interests, and looking at your strengths and abilities. Okay. I see RJA says he's artistic. All right, sports, video games, economics. All right. Again, guys, let's exercise some respect. Respect starts from within, guys. All right. Cool. Interesting. Investigative. Megan says investigative. Megan, if you could enlighten us, why do you say investigative? And also, please let me know what career category you think you fall under, as well as the subjects that you're currently taking now in school. Please let me know in the chat box. Ziga, welcome back. He says investigative. Um, you do EGD and accounting. All right. IT, biology, and maths. All right. Interesting responses there. You take CATS. Kyle says he takes CATS, EGD, and business studies. All right. Nice combination there. Um, Yaya says scientific field. All right. Pesitli says um, EGD. Rifilwe says CAT, EGD, and design. Interesting subjects that you guys are taking there. I hope you guys are performing well. And remember, guys, that with the subjects that you have chosen, I hope you haven't chosen them because of the influence of your friends. Like I said earlier, it's so important for you to understand that um, it's not just about choosing subjects, it's also about achieving in those subjects. So if you really aren't doing well in a particular subject, maybe you should consider changing that subject. But also, um, especially now, because you guys have received, most of you have received your term one reports, um, and you've seen some of your results. It's so important for you to speak to your allo teacher or career counselor and see what subjects are aligned with your interest, abilities, etc. All right. All right. A lot of you will get your reports next term. Obviously, the term had to be cut short because of the lockdown. All right. All right. Cool. Let's move on. I've got an activity here for you. It says here, read the following case study and answer the questions that follow. Lerato Mapela, an isiZulu speaking grade 9 learner who obtained a scholarship to study at a prestigious Afrikaans medium school. Lerato lived in an informal settlement where most basic amenities were lacking. Since her mother was unemployed and her father unknown to her, life was very difficult. She attached great importance to hard work, honesty, and respect. She worked hard and produced good results. She soon became very popular in her school. Her self-knowledge and self-esteem drove her to achieve remarkable success in netball and academics. She excelled in the following subjects: mathematics, physical sciences, English, Afrikaans, life orientation. She matriculated 4 years later with a bachelor's pass and went on to obtain a degree in sports science. As a sports scientist, she assisted sports people to achieve the best possible sporting performance. Sports scientists are growing in demand, and there's much more scope for employment opportunities. So I want you to answer the questions with me. In what career category do you think Lerato falls under? And then question 2 says, considering Lerato's personality, interests, abilities, and strengths, what other possible careers do you think that Lerato could have pursued? All right. I would please give me your responses on in the chat box. And Nikita says teacher or nurse. Nice one. Finance. RJA says finance. Kyle says social. All right. Dawn says biokinetic. All right, interesting. Okay. All right. Interesting responses there. And Dumiso says social. She falls under the social career. She could also be a doctor. And Siga says doctor or scientist. Megan says sports coach. Interesting. There's a huge demand for it now. Michaela says teacher. And Ashley says a scientist. Kiara says a physiotherapist. Very interesting responses there. Very good. You guys are doing well and you're understanding the work. All right. Here are some of the other careers that she could have done. We've got medicine. We've got a career in science or engineering because she does physical sciences and mathematics. Uh, Here we've got fitness trainer. She could work in social work or psychology. A project manager. Since she has a good combination as well as she passed well in mathematics and life orientation, Lerato could also work as an apprentice plumber, carpenter, a few months whilst waiting for a bursary. All right, interesting. Cool. All right, let's read some of the other responses here. Upile says a software developer. All right, you guys do know that to study computer science or IT in varsity, doing IT in school is not necessarily a prerequisite. I mean, it would be beneficial, but it's not a prerequisite. All right. All right. Thank you so much for your awesome responses there. And then again, I'm going to ask you a question. What is the difference? Sorry, before that, sorry about that. I want to, so the next step, sorry, in choosing the right career is to know about jobs, occupations, careers, and career fields. Guys, it's so important for you to study the job market when you study, when you want to choose a career category, a career for the future, because some jobs have become very redundant, and we don't need certain. You don't need. There's not a huge demand for certain careers anymore, or skills anymore. And now that we're getting into the fourth industrial revolution, a lot of researchers are needed. A lot of IT jobs are out there as well. All right. Cool. Now, I want to ask you, here's a question. What is the difference between a job and a career? All right. Please, all right, Carl, I will unmute you in a GIF. Just give me a sec. All right, Carl.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, hey,
Sorry,
how's it
we
going,
lost you.
bro?
Good, and you?
Good, good. Yeah, I mean, I think a career is probably more like lifelong skills, right? And it's something that you build into in advance, and a job is just something you're doing for a paycheck.
For a paycheck to meet ends meet. Absolutely, you're correct. Thank you so much for that response. Spesi says a job is something that you do, that you are trained to do, like you did not study for it. All right, whilst a career is something that you study for. Absolutely correct. Spesi, thank you for that response. Emma says a job is what you do to earn money. All right, similar to what Carl has said. Um, All right. So jobs, if you have a job, you are employed and you get paid for working. You may need only basic training for a job. An occupation is the work that you do. It usually requires special education, training, or skill. For example, your occupation can be a newspaper reporter, an editor, an orthodontist, dental assistant, a civil engineer, or a doctor. And in careers, a career is an occupation that you have for a large part of your life. It gives opportunities to progress. You get promoted and raised in a salary. For example, teaching may be your career. You start off as a junior teacher. You progress to becoming a head of department. You need a diploma, a certificate, and a degree for a career. All right. Kaylin says that a job is something that you do and a career is something that you wish to pursue. Absolutely. Nice one, Kaylin. Um, Rifilo says a job is an occupation and a career is a group of occupation. All right. Joan says job is supposed to support your life. Uh, you need money to buy food. All right. Nice. Thank you so much for your responses. Um, all right. These are some of the school subjects that are aligned with certain career fields as well as the jobs that you guys can get into. Just quickly have a squiz into what we have here on the slide here. And I'll be taking some of the questions that you might have in terms of career choices. And now that we were talking about subjects, universities have certain requirements that are needed, that are required to study a particular course at university. For example, if you want to study engineering, you do know that you need physical science and mathematics, and you need really, really good marks. And what a lot of people don't understand is that you really need to achieve. You guys are competing with a whole lot of other people around the world for that particular spot in university. All right. So you always need to make sure that you achieve. It's very I don't want to say useless, but it would be quite unfortunate if you took physical science and mathematics and you only achieved like a 40% or a 30%. Maybe then you should consider changing subjects and starting to do subjects that you actually enjoy. All right. Specifically ask the question, so when you get to university, which subjects do you do and what do you need to get into acting? All right. So for acting, you don't necessarily need, obviously there's requirements, so you need a particular amount of APS points to get into university. They'll probably look at your English mark, perhaps maybe at 60% because you would possibly do a BA in a Bachelor of Arts in Dramatic Arts in the university. And so you don't necessarily need to have done dramatic arts in high school to do it in university, but you will be asked to audition, and obviously you would have to pass that audition. All right. Kyle says, is EGD a subject that you must take to become an architect? Like I said, it's not a prerequisite for architecture in university, but it would be beneficial to do it in high school. And then sorry if I butcher your name. There's a question here. What about a geographer? All right. So for geographer, possibly nice to do geography in high school, but again, it's not a prerequisite for you to get into university. All right. So there's a whole lot of prospectuses, and I will put it on my Google Classroom from different universities that give us a guide in exactly how and how we should perform and what marks are required for these particular careers or subjects that we want to study. Ellie says, what subjects would you need for psychology or to become a psychologist? Funny enough, I did my undergraduate degree in psychology and in university, and you don't need any subjects as a prerequisite, but having done psychology, I do know that life science is a good subject to take because you do study human. So psychology is the study of human behavior. So you do a lot of stuff. A lot of the topics that are covered in life sciences, for example, the eye, the brain. So it will help out a lot. But I also know, for example, at the university that I went to, I needed to achieve a 60% So you look under the investigative career category, and you can decide on what subjects to do there. Um, all right, I don't know if I'm still audible. You guys can still hear me. All right, let's look at step 3. All right, step 3 is to know the requirements of the National Curriculum Statement. All right, the NSC is the policy on curriculum and assessment at school. It explains what knowledge, skills, and values you should learn. It provides access to higher education, and it helps with the move from school to work. So
50
this is, hello?
end, 15 minutes to end.
All right, thank you. Um, All right, so this is basically the curriculum. So the curriculum that you guys are all studying under is called the CAPS curriculum, and it's been amended so many times, but it's all beneficial in preparing us for life after high school. And then right here, I've put in some of the requirements that are needed for a bachelor pass, a high certificate, and a diploma pass. Obviously, we're all trying to get a bachelor pass, so this is possibly where you should be oops, looking at. Um, it's so important for you to know what are the requirements for university. Obviously, if you get a diploma pass, it's not the end of the world. You still are eligible to study for a diploma, but please also realize that a diploma is only nationally recognized, and so are some degrees actually. All right, cool. All right, so let's look at subject and career options. From grade 10 to 12, there are compulsory subjects that you have to study, and others you can choose from to suit the chosen career category or field. To get a national senior certificate, which is a certificate that you get after completing the 12th grade in school, you have to have 4 compulsory subjects and 3 optional subjects. You have 7 subjects altogether from grade 10, 11, and 12. For example, some of you may even do 8, 9, or 10 subjects. The 2 official languages, you do 2 official languages. Some of you will do English at home language, or even Afrikaans at first additional language, or even isiZulu. Um, and then, so you must take 1 subject at home language level, and as well as first additional level. And then you also have the options of mathematics and mathematical literacy. Guys, there's absolutely nothing wrong with doing mathematical literacy. Yes, it does sort of um, restrict you in the amount of careers that you can possibly get into. But there's many other careers that you can get into, and obviously maths gives you a whole lot of options, especially if you perform in it. Polly, I will unmute you in a bit. Let me just get to your name. All right, Polly. Hello. All right, we seem to have lost Polly there. Um, and then life orientation, guys, so important. A lot of people, I know there's a whole lot of um, controversial statements around life orientation. Guys, it's such an important subject. I mean, look at the valuable skills and lessons that we're learning here. Um, it teaches us and it guides us with a whole lot of stuff in life. And it's unfortunate that we don't get to do life. That in grade 12 is the last time that you do life orientation. But I'm sure your life orientation teachers will upskill you and make sure that you're prepared for the world of work and life after high school. You know, it's so important for you to also achieve in life orientation. It's not an easy distinction to get, but if you work hard and you put in all the effort, it's so much easier for you to get that distinction. And I know a lot of schools, I know a lot of universities don't add it in their APS score or they half the APS score, but they also look at your life orientation mark. So it's also very important for you to achieve in life orientation. And then obviously you can choose 3 other subjects. All right. And then the message that I want you to take away today is that the biggest mistake that you can make is to believe that you are working for somebody else. The driving force of a career must come from the individual. So it must come from you. And remember, jobs are owed by the company. You own your career. So please remember the only way you can develop in a career is if you achieve and you do something that you absolutely love. For example, I absolutely love teaching. I could do it at any time. I can even do it for free. Obviously, I have to put food on the table, so I obviously can't. But yeah, so please give me some of your thoughts there. I would like to find out what you guys want to hear. Um, and then you can also, remember, you can also email me. I'll share my email address at the end of this lecture. Just to wrap everything up, guys, thank you so much for joining us, for joining me today. It was good to see a lot of you here today, a lot of familiar people that I know, some of the students that I teach. Shout out to you guys. Um, and then please remember to join my Google Classroom. The class code is right over here. All right. All these slides and the slides that are upcoming, they will be uploaded on that Google Classroom, and as well as other resources. All right, and then please join me. We don't have class tomorrow because it is Good Friday, but we do have class next week, Tuesday, and we will be discussing life domains. All right, thank you so much for participating today, and please join me next time. If you have any questions, please here are the social media accounts that you can follow and ask questions on. And please, guys, my email address is also here. If you cannot download any of the slides, please feel free to email me, and I'll email the slides to you. Thank you so much, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Cheers. Bye bye, everyone.